Welcome to the Culinary Fighter Podcast with your host, Phil Logreco. He'll be talking to world-class boxers, promoters, trainers, managers, and of course the fans. The fans have a voice, and it needs to be heard. Here on the Culinary Fighter Podcast.
I always think about boxers, what do they do after their careers? A lot of them, they just vanish and you don't hear from them no more. But not this guy. He went from boxing to promoting. Dmitry Salita. He's doing a wonderful job. He's a young promoter. He's a hustler. Let's give him a call. See what he says. Get some updates. In the meantime, as I always say, feel free to hit the subscribe button. All right.
Please stand by while we complete your long-distance call. To avoid this
We're standing by.
please dial 1 before a 10-digit long-distance number. Thank you.
There we go.
Hello?
Dmitry,
Yes.
how you doing, man?
I'm good, and you?
Very good, man. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
problem.
Welcome to Culinary Fighter. So from fighter to another fighter, I got massive respect for sure. But let's get into it, man. Usually, most boxers, almost everyone, once they finish their careers, they're nowhere to be found. Not you, not Dmitry Salita. You went from boxer to promoter. What made you make the move?
Yeah, boxing is a tough and unforgiving sport that way. And, you give your whole life to the sport. And sometimes, you aspire to accomplish certain things, and it doesn't always work out as we plan. And then, at some point in your life, usually late 20s, early 30s, or mid-30s, you kind of left kind of empty-handed in a way, because you don't really have a trade to kind of fall back on.
Yeah.
And boxing is all you know. So you try to figure life out. I love the sport of boxing since I was a kid. And after I lost to Amir Khan, I wanted to get back in the ring, right away. But I couldn't because, I just met with different promoters and managers, and I just didn't feel comfortable with the situations that were presented to me. But I knew that I had a pretty strong fan base in New York City. And I thought to myself, you know what, why not give it a try? And my first event, I was scheduled about 5.5 weeks since I made the decision to promote. And so the first couple of shows I promoted, that I fought on myself, and that kind of got the ball rolling. And then, there were a lot of unsigned, very good fighters in New York City. Jarrell Miller is one name who's fought on my shows since the second professional fight. Louis Collazo fought on my shows when he left Don King. And there's, loads of others talking about the early days.
Right.
And then slowly but surely it started to become a business, and I saw vision for it. And as a fighter myself, I was fortunate enough to be signed with some of the best companies in boxing, like Top Rank, my first promoter, and fought for Lou DiBella, and fought for Golden Boy and Square Ring.
Right.
So I got a chance to really, be part of big events, big shows, fight on the big level myself, and, digest a lot of the things, take notes, and put it all together, as we're doing now.
I mean, you're doing a hell of a job, man. I mean, for a young promoter, I don't see many young promoters out there doing what you're doing. You got TV dates. I mean, you're promoting Clarissa Shields, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. I mean, you're definitely doing the right thing. Who are you got your eye on? What type of fighters do you look for? So if there's some fighters right now listening, right? What type of fighters would Dmitry Salita look for and say, you know what, I want to get my hands on that guy. I want to sign him tonight?
Well, usually the fighters that have a good amateur career are the ones that have the criteria to be good professionals. Usually, there's obviously always exceptions to the rules, but I usually look for that. Obviously, I have to see things myself, see the fighter, speak with him, understand his background, understand where he's coming from, because boxing is a very unique sport, and everyone has unique situations. And being myself, in the boxing gym since I'm 13 years old, and being around great fighters and good fighters and bad fighters,
right?
But being in that atmosphere and just understanding the boxing game really, on a very detailed level, it gives me the ability to spot and sign good fighters. And I would say that, unlike the other fighters that became promoters, I really wasn't, as a fighter, I wasn't that famous where I could go to HBO or another network and say, guys, if you want me to fight on your network, you
Give
have
me
to
some
give me
money.
3 or 4 dates from. Well, no. Besides giving me some money, give me some dates for my other fighters so that I can build my company.
Yeah.
I didn't have that ability, so I really had to build it from scratch in terms of talent and relationships and things like that. So, thank God it's coming together, and I'm really happy.
Well,
about
you're
the
definitely
progress
making
that we've
noise. I mean, you're definitely making noise. And, I got to ask you this. What's happening with
made.
Jarrell Miller?
Phil, you're Canadian, but I want to say only in America.
Oh, but listen, I love the States. I got all my big fights there. I made most of my money in the States. I got a legal visa to go be in the States. Only in America it is, right, for sure. But I got to ask you, bro. I got to ask you this. What's going on with Jarrell Miller?
Well, I feel Jarrell, is arguably the best heavyweight, the best undefeated heavyweight in the sport of boxing right now. There's also Tyson Fury, but I think Jarrell, it's a better fighter than Tyson Fury.
Right.
And we got some issues that we're working out, but hopefully that'll be done, and we'll have Jarrell back in the ring, in the very near future.
Okay, awesome. Well, we all look forward to Jarrell. I mean, this guy, he's a beast for sure. Like I never seen a 300-pound heavyweight punch fast and move well, and that's what he does. He can do that. How did you hook up with him? How did you sign this guy?
So Jarrell used to come to my training camps when I used to fight 2006, 2007. He was 15, 16 years old, and he had a very big personality, athletic guy,
right?
Skinny, but skinnier back then, much more skinnier. So we kept a friendship and a relationship, and I followed Jarrell, and then Jarrell, went on a kickboxing career, a pretty impressive kickboxing career. And I thought to myself, wow, this guy is such a talented boxer, has so charismatic, has skills, has personality. Why don't the bigger promoters sign him?
Right.
And then I started to promote my shows, and I had an opportunity. I just wanted to help Jarrell. I just wanted to stay busy because I felt that he was a guy that wasn't reaching his potential. So I would just put him on my event. So he put on my show in a second professional fight, and then there on after for 5 or 6 or 7 times, I didn't even sign him. I just felt that it was important to keep him busy because he's a guy that needed some help. He needed exposure because I believed that he would be, that he had the potential to be heavyweight champion of the world. And then in about 2014, my company started to, become more organized, and Jarrell asked for me to sign him, and I signed him. And immediately I started to build him as the best American heavyweight in the world. And, he has shown to be that. He has a great personality. He's been successful in the ring. I feel that he would have beat Anthony Joshua. We were gunning for that fight for a long time.
Right.
But fate has other plans.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But I think that he'll have an opportunity to showcase how good he really is.
Well, I hope he does it for himself first, and then the fans, and he gives the fans great fights. He does it, clean and moves forward from his mistakes. But moving on, my last question to you. Obviously, this show is called The Culinary Fighter. We all love to eat. Fighters struggle making weight because they love to eat. You're Jewish. After a good, hard day's work, what does Dmitry Salita like to eat?
So it's it's very good very interesting that you bring this up on several levels. So first of all, you're correct. We love to eat, usually because we expend so much energy and we train twice a day, and it's normal. But also we form unhealthy eating habits, because we're since we're kids, since we're 10, 11, 12, 13
we're
years
starving.
old, we have to make weight, and we're starving, we're binge eating. So you make weight, you fight in the amateur tournament, whatever happens, and then for whatever amount of time you go, you eat pizza, cookies, ice cream,
right.
hamburgers. You curb all your cravings. And you put
I'm at about $1.88 right now. What are you at?
I I'm now about to 165, 170, but I was up there with you.
You lost weight.
I lost weight. Yeah, I'm good now. I go to the gym. I watch what I eat.
Oh, you blew up.
After my last fight, I blew up a little bit. Yeah, I blew up a lot.
Right.
And then I just wanted to get back in shape and feel better.
You might inspire me to go back to the gym, lose a couple pounds.
Yeah. So I love sushi. I love Italian food. I love pasta, things like that. I like meat. I kind of like everything, as long as it's made with good ingredients and healthy, and I keep to a kosher diet. So sometimes when you travel, it's challenging, but in big cities like New York, LA, Vegas, it's pretty good.
Awesome.
I do want to say, Phil, before you finish, we just had a great Showbox event this past Friday, August 23rd.
I know. I saw on your Instagram.
Vladimir Shishkin, who's a new face in the super middleweight division, he was 8-0 before DeAndre Ware, who was a very accomplished fighter, and he stopped him. He's never been stopped before, and DeAndre had some really quality wins. So very impressed with Vladimir. Shojakhan Ergashev, junior welterweight, big puncher, a really good boxer, showed himself, and so the Arnold Hagai. So I'm very excited about the show that we had, and
why don't you do a show? Why don't you do a show over here in Niagara Falls where I might help you? I done one here before.
In Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Are you making a comeback? If you make a comeback,
I don't know. I had a concussion before my last fight, man. It took me a year and a half to recover.
Okay.
So.
Forget that.
I mean, just the way, based on my last fight, I have a sour taste in my mouth. But if I lose the weight properly, maybe I might do something. But you should do a show over here in Niagara Falls. I'll help you, for real.
I would love to. That sounds great. We had Jarrell fought at the on Seneca on the American side.
I was there yesterday. I lost $500. I'm never going back.
Yeah.
But now my last thing is you're Ukrainian. Do you speak Russian? Ukrainian?
I speak Russian.
So let me ask you a silly question, but a real one. Why don't you go back to Ukraine, grab some of these hardcore fighters, and bring them back to the States? It seems like they're taking off. They're really dominating the game.
Yeah, I do. A lot of half of my roster or more is guys from Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, and guys from the former Soviet bloc countries that speak Russian. So we have a lot of great talent from that part of the world, no doubt about it.
Well, brother, we'll do it again for sure, man. Let's stay in touch. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Phil.
All right,
Good
buddy.
luck.